A couple of years ago, we started noticing the upswing of all these people on the internet that were scamming people. And the unfortunate thing is that they're really targeting the older group of people. Welcome this afternoon, and I will start by saying this. This is not going to be a long, drawn-out thing, so I'm just literally going to have you for just a few minutes here. And I'll start by introducing myself. My name is Lance, and I work for Range. And Range is, as you guys know, the telephone company that we've known for years. But now we, in addition to doing telephone, what we do a lot of is internet service as well. So, and I'm over from Moreland. So I drove over from Moreland this morning, and I'm in the Moreland office. And then this is Amber, and she also works for Range, and she works out of our Forsyth, Montana office. And consequently, I have to tell you, I'm also the one that hides the pumpkin for pumpkin hunt. And I'll start out with a funny story. So it wasn't this past year, but the year before, I drove over, and we literally don't hide the pumpkin until the very night before, so it's never hidden before. So it's a Sunday night, and I'm staying at Newcastle Lodge and Convention Center, and the hiding place was in walking distance of that. So I leave the hotel sheepishly at 11:30 at night, thinking there's going to be no one around. So I walk across the street to Pinnacle Bank there, and I'm waiting at that four-way stop, looking both ways, and have a little pumpkin. And I start to run to hide the pumpkin, and I see headlights. So I run back up into the trees. Wait till there's no headlights. And I ran back, and here comes another set of headlights. Well, anyway, the third time, there was no headlights. And so I went down to where I was hiding it, in the drainage ditch there. And I was walking up the hill, and I see this bright light shine on my face. And I'm like, oh shoot, that's a sheriff. So I walk up, and luckily I had this on, because I grabbed this right, I said, man, I gotta identify myself. If I'm right by the bank, walking around the middle of the night, I'm really gonna be suspicious. So I walked across the street to his truck, and he has his window down, and I said, sir, I'm sure you're very curious as to what I'm doing. He goes, I'm quite curious. So I said, well, my name is Lance, and I work for Range. Have you heard about the pumpkin hunt? He goes, I actually have heard about the pumpkin hunt. I go, well, I'm hiding the pumpkin. And I said, but I don't have another place. All the clues are already out there, and I really need your confidence in this. He goes, don't worry, I won't tell a soul. I says, but this means that you can't look for it, you can't win either. He goes, it's fine, I won't look for it. So anyway, I'm the one that hides a pumpkin. So it's pumpkin hunt. We love it, Newcastle. I have to tell you folks, you guys have such a very generous town. And we love how much you get into it. It started in Moreland years ago. And the first year that we did Newcastle, like it blew Moreland right out of the water with all of the very generous businesses. But anyway, that's that. Let me start in with the internet safety. What I'm here doing today is we want to give you some tips on internet safety that are usable for senior citizens. And here's why. So we provide a service that is a wonderful service. The internet's good for staying connected with friends. You can order things. You can, whatever you need to do if you're on Facebook or whatever. So it's a wonderful thing. You can look something up, get answers quickly. However, a couple of years ago, we started noticing the upswing of all these people on the internet that were scamming people. And the unfortunate thing is that they're really targeting the older group of people. So at Range, we have a large number in between southeast Montana and our areas in in Wyoming, we have a lot of senior citizens. So, and we realize that a lot of things are so fast-paced and everything, even for me, in my generation, technology and stuff, it's moving so fast that it's hard for, we were just talking about this, it's even hard for me to keep up with some of the things. So that's why we're here today, because we provide this service, and the service that we provide, bad people are doing bad things and scamming older people. So our company says, hey, look, what can we do about this? We can't stop all the world from being bad people, but what we can do is we can equip you folks with the tools to just be more aware in terms that you're going to understand. So that's why we're doing this. We are doing this same session in over 20 senior centers across Wyoming and Montana. And we think that's really neat, but I have to tell you, this is by far the most beautiful facility that I've been in. You guys have a wonderful senior center here. So let's begin here. Yes, it's just beautiful. It's very, they're very responsive. It's just, I've just had nothing but good experience with your senior center and your town as a whole. So good job, Newcastle. I want to say this is, the internet is like a big city. And so the big city it's full of good people and it's full of bad people. And it's like your front door. Just because someone comes knocking at your door doesn't mean you're going to open it. You want to verify who's out there first. You want to see what's out there. I was in Thermopolis doing this same talk, and I said, I know we live in rural Wyoming in a small town and we have trustworthy neighbors. I said, without raising your hand, how many of you here in this today, I was saying this in Thermopolis, how many of you here today left home and your front door is unlocked? Of course, everybody laughs, everybody raises her hand, and it was a funny thing. And one lady raised her hand, she goes, I don't even know where my front door key is. My door hasn't been locked for over 4 years, except for on the inside. So one of the benefits of living in rural Wyoming is that we live around a bunch of trustworthy people. And of course, we are cautious because there's some people that we don't trust in our town and we just want to be cautious. But as a whole, generally, we live in very trustworthy towns and neighborhoods where you watch for your neighbors, they look for you. If there's anyone suspicious in your neighbor, you just kind of have that way about a small town where you just kind of look out for each other. Well, the bad thing is the internet is completely opposite of that. They're not looking out for you. They're looking to scam and to steal your money. And this is why it's so important to us. At this age in life, you have worked very hard your whole lives for what you have today monetarily. So we feel like we owe it back to you to be able to equip you with these tools because we want to safeguard those things for you. We want to safeguard those things. And the internet is one of the primary ways that they target senior citizens. Okay, so let me start by saying this. One of the first things that we tell everybody is do not share your personal information on the telephone, on a text message, on an email. You never want to share your very personal information. Okay, you guys all know this already, but when you're talking to someone and they need to verify your social security number, do they ask for your whole social security number or what do they ask for? Last 4 digits. That is ample. That's all people need. They will never, if someone's asking for your entire social security number, I give you the permission to immediately hang up because no one, no company, no business, no doctor's office, no hospital, Medicare, or anything is going to ask for your entire social security number on the telephone. It just doesn't happen. They will, or your bank cards, credit cards, bank cards. Do not give your whole telephone number. What I can do is I can give you this tip, is verify, verify, verify. You want to verify who you're talking to. I'm going to bring this point up just to this age group of people because we understand, we were just talking about this, we know that you guys don't want to be savvy at technology. Some of the things are a struggle for me. And we know that that's not where you are in your life. You want to manage, you want to enjoy the benefits of it, but you're not looking to become really savvy with technology. So this is one of the first tips that we give, is this. Find somebody in your life, it could be your grandson or granddaughter, someone that's very trustworthy, that can help you with your computer or with your cell phone. Back in Wyoming, I have a family friend. She's a friend of my mother and dad's, and she calls me all the time. Lance, my TV's broken. Well, the TV's not broken, it's her remote control. Okay, Vasca, can I come over at lunchtime? Sure, that'd be great. Lance, my computer's broken. It's not broken, it's whatever it needs. Lance, I can't get this text messages to work. So she has me to be able to call. So I recommend, if there's someone that you can identify in your life, that's going to be one of your biggest benefits, is finding somebody that can help you. Whatever, maybe the senior center offers somebody like that, or help or something like that. But that's going to be one of the biggest things that you can do, is find somebody to help you. Because the more you try and do it yourself, the more susceptible you're going to be if you don't know what you're doing. And we always say this, if there's a text message or an email or something that comes in and you're unsure, it's making you feel nervous, they're making you feel pressured on the phone, hang up, push away, close it. At this age in life, there's not one thing you have to rush for, especially if someone's trying to pressure you on the telephone. So just be very wary of people that call you, text you, or send emails to you. I'm going to talk about a couple of things, and these terms may or may not be familiar to you. Probably not familiar to you, but I'm going to tell you what they are, and just so I can give you an identity of what they're. This is called fishing right here. It's said just like a fishing rod, but it's with a PH. And what fishing is, these are scams, and phishing scammers send fake emails, texts, and messages pretending to be from banks, delivery services, tech support, and government agencies. And what they have done is they have identified the older group of people such as yourselves. And so what they will do is they will phrase it like Medicare and Social Security. And I know, and you know, that Medicare and Social Security, those are two very important things to you in your life right now, are they not? So if somebody's going to call and say there's trouble with your Medicare, account, or with your Social Security, well, you're thinking, oh my gosh, what's wrong? Because I need my payment at the first of the month, and I need my health care. So that what they have identified is older people, so they will call you and say, hey, this is Medicare, and we have an issue. So they gain the trust of you. They immediately get your attention because they're talking about two things that are very important to you, and then they start building this relationship and getting you to say a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, and then pretty soon you're giving them all of their information because they have scared you. If they're asking for any of those things, your personal information, even if they are Medicare, hang up, because what you can do is there is a phone number and on your statements and things that you can call and say, hey, I received a call. Is there an issue with my Social Security? Or call Medicare, is there an issue? And they will be able to identify. You want to call the number specifically on your statements. Your generation is much better at this than my generation and the younger generation, but this is also another tip, is we really recommend that you are going through your statements every single month, because if somebody gets your bank card number or somebody gets your personal information and they have started charging things to your bank. So you make sure you're looking through your statements very carefully. Like I get online now, but I'm not as diligent as I should be. But you need to be very diligent about looking at your statements each month. That's another tip that we really recommend. How can we avoid these phishing scams? Well, here's how we avoid it. Do not click on links or attachments from unknown senders, especially with attachments, photos, or files. Don't click on things that you are not 100% sure of what they are. Again, you are going to know who's going to be sending you things. So make sure that you verify the sender first. Check for poor grammar. Now this is funny because here's another one of the things. Your generation is really good about spotting poor grammar. I bet this group of ladies at this table can spot a misplaced comma, a misspelled word, poor grammar, way better than the younger generation because they're just not that good at that anymore. I bet you girls still send thank you cards. We just don't do those things anymore. So watch for poor grammar, watch for bad or poor spelling, because those are going to be indicators that it's not coming from a professional place. And it might be somebody that's doing something in a hurry, that's trying to get something emailed to you or something. So all of those, even little, can be considered red flags.
This place is full of love. You can tell the people that like to be with old people because they really take care of you good and are very kind.
Twice a day, every day, activities people have an organized activity that's always interesting.
Everybody loves to play bingo. We play it 3 times a week here. We also have ceramics that you can paint. Really pleasant to live here. It's a good place to be.
Because those are going to be indicators that it's not coming from a professional place. And it might be somebody that's doing something in a hurry, that's trying to get something emailed to you or something. So all of those, even little, can be considered red flags. So just be really aware of that. Like I said before, contact the company directly using official phone numbers on your statements or on your cards. Fake websites. Unfortunately, this is a big thing. There are fake websites that they get you to click on these things, and what they'll do is get you to order something. So we do shopping online. We do Amazon. We do Walmart.com, especially in our small towns. If we can't get to the big city to go shopping, we're doing some online shopping. Well, okay, say you look something up on Amazon and it's $25, and you're like, gosh, it's more than I want to spend. So you look it up at another place and you see it for $8. And you're like, wow, that seems much better. But this $8 place you've never heard of before. It doesn't look legitimate, but they are selling it. It kind of looks credible. It doesn't look credible. If you don't know it for sure as a credible website, my advice is just to pass right by it. Because if you don't know the website, there's a good chance that it might be a fake website. So what you will want to look for, and these are all in the tips that are in what we've handed out to you. But at the beginning of a website, it's going to say HTTPS, and the S is what you're going to want to do, because that S just means secure. It's a secure website. That means it's secured from anybody infiltrating that site to gain any information about you. How to avoid fake websites is just check for that secure, preventing interception. Type your web addresses in directly. Don't just click on something, type it in so you know you're going directly to that shopping site or whatever it is. And again, only shop from well-known sites. And here's another tip, that's what I said before. If you're uncertain and you do want to order something online, have somebody help you that is accustomed to doing that knows how to shop online. Just say, hey, I want to order this. Can you come over and help me make sure that I'm doing this correctly? Anybody's going to want to come and make sure and help you. Okay, social media. How many of you are on Facebook? Anybody on Facebook, on your phones? Facebook is wonderful. You get to see your relatives, what their kids are doing. You get to see their their daughters go to prom and graduation, and all of those things are really nice. Well, unfortunately, I hate to tell you this, but scammers have infiltrated Facebook too. But you just have to be cautious, because as the scammers are getting more clever, so is security. Security is getting much better as well. So that is some good news. So what we want to do is, you never want to if somebody sends you a friend request, that's on a Facebook thing. If you're not into it, you don't know what that means, it's okay. If somebody sends you a friend request, you're like, oh, I don't really know this person, and we only have 2 friends in common. I've never heard of them, but I guess I'll take it. Don't do it. Just pass right by it. Don't accept a friend request from anyone that you don't know. Keep your profile private. That's easier said than done if you don't know how to do those settings. Again, find somebody that can help you. Let's say, hey, can you come over to my house? I want you to take a look on my phone, and I want you to make sure that my Facebook is set to private so people are not seeing things about me. And I also want you to check the security on my computer. Can you help me make sure that my security software is up to date? And those are going to be the things that you would want to have somebody help you if you don't already know how to do that yourself. Be suspicious of people asking for money. This is something that happens. Somebody can call you, and they call you at 10 p.m. at night, and you hear this happening way more than we should. It's very unfortunate. But they call and say, hey, I'm sorry to inform you, but your grandson, Greg, is in jail. And he can be out, but we need to take care of this now. All we need is for you to transfer $500. And if you transfer $500 to this account, we can let your grandson, Greg, go tonight. I was telling this story in another town, and the lady says, well, Greg can just sit in jail till the morning. But so what they do, my point is they kind of trigger an emotion of you. You know Greg's a good kid. There's nothing you do, and you don't want your poor grandson to spend the night in jail. So you're gonna say, okay, what do? Let me get my purse. Let me get my wallet. I'll give you my credit card number. And guess what? There it is. They've taken advantage of you. Okay, here's the next one. Malware. This is another new word. Well, it's not a new word, but it might be new to you. Think of malware like the flu. So if you are around somebody that has the flu, what you kind of want to do is stay away. Well, malware is just shortened for malicious software. It's kind of like a computer having a flu. What? It's like a computer having the flu, and it keeps contaminating other programs in your computer. And pretty soon, it's got an inlet into your computer, and somebody else can see your computer and see your personal information. So again, that's where we just want to make sure that all of your software is up to date, and your security is up to date as well. Do you guys know, has anybody heard of anybody that's ever had identity theft? Yes. It's a horrible, horrible thing. I say this all the time. Why don't people just go to work 8 to 5 like the rest of us, but they gotta scam other people? They work harder at scamming other people than if they would just go get a job. I don't get it. But anyway, it happens. It's unfortunate. So here's how we avoid identity theft. You know, that's when they get your information. They pretend to be you, and they open up a credit card or open up a credit line or something, and then they have drained all your accounts. Here's how we avoid that. Use strong, unique passwords for different accounts. You get it? Actually, I'm going to talk about this one at the very end, but let me talk about passwords for just a moment. Yes, sir.
I changed all my passwords to Kenny, so now I always have my Kenny logins.
That was a good job. Good job. Okay. I grew up in Greeley, Colorado, And the first house that my dad built he was proud of it. There's 4 kids in my family, and our address was whatever numbers the house numbers were. And when we started doing technology, we needed a password, and that was usually a 4-digit thing. So guess what my whole family and I did? We all used the same password, same numbers, and it was our house number of the first house we had in Greeley, Colorado. So if I really wanted to, I could go get my sister's bank card, take it out of her purse, and go to the bank and pop in those 4 numbers. Guess what? I'm just in. Well, it's not that easy anymore. It's much more complex. And so we need to create a little bit. Did you have a question? Oh, okay. So just with the passwords, creating stronger passwords. And here is a thing that we do now. Passphrases. I love these things because it's nothing that no one ever will know except for you. Let me give you some statistics really quick on passwords. The average person, probably not this group, but the average person, they manage 168 passwords. That's insane. That's crazy. But most only recall 4 or 5 passwords. So this is what happens. You start writing your passwords anywhere you can. You start writing your passwords on Post-it notes. Here's a funny story, and I do this for a living. We have these phones at work. We don't get many voicemails, well I don't. But when you do get a voicemail, you have to put in your 4-digit code. Well, do you think I can ever remember what that 4-digit code is? So the other day I tried this code wrong. Another one wrong. Third one wrong. I go, oh, wait a minute. I think I wrote that on a Post-it note, put it on the bottom of my phone. So I turn my phone upside down, there's my password. Probably not a good idea. So don't write your passwords on Post-it notes and post them around your house. Okay, here's another statistic. A 12-character password is 62 trillion times harder. That's a trillion times harder to crack than a 4-digit password. 50% of people reuse the same password across all accounts. You can't do that. And I'm going to give you some tips at this. Let me talk about these passphrases first of all. Okay, this is just a silly example. A passphrase is like a sentence. This one would put, Sherry is a great ice skater. Maybe you have a neighbor's daughter and her name is Sherry and she's a fantastic ice skater. No one is ever going to know that you put Sherry as a great ice skater. And then we put Sherry as a $sign because sometimes you have to use numbers and special characters. That would be a special character. So it's more than 12 digits and no one's ever going to discover that. Another good one to do is an acronym, password acronyms. Brenda is my favorite grandchild. An acronym, as you folks know, is BIMFG exclamation point. No one is ever going to know what BIMFG means but you, because you know in the back of your minds, Brenda is my favorite grandchild. Poor Brenda's sister. Okay, folks. And then I wanted to go back to this one. 2-factor authentication, of course. This is crazy. We call it 2FA. I'm just gonna break this down to you very simply. What this means is you want to have 2 ways of accessing your account. Now, let me make it simple for you. When you're at home, on your front door, you probably have a knob or you have a little twist knob that locks the door, correct, from the inside. Okay. So no one can get in, it's locked from the outside. Well, you've gone through your day, you've cleaned up the kitchen for the night, you're closing down your house, and you want that little extra security. What do? You turn the deadbolt. So there's your 2-factor authentication. You have 2 things that you have to get into your house. There's the key to the deadbolt and the key to the knob. Another, if you go to the bank and you want to get some cash out to put in Brenda's birthday card. So you go and you take your debit card. Your debit card is your first security because that's your card. Do you put that in and it just spits out cash? What's the second thing? PIN number. So right there's 2. So that's just an example of 2-factor authentication. Now, two-factor authentication is this, is some on your phones or on your computers, is you put in your password and then it will say, okay, I'm gonna send a digit, some digits to your cell phone, and that's a second way of authenticating. So it sends you some digits that you plug into these boxes on your computer, and that's how you access your account. Another way of doing it, and I know this is a little bit scary, is now there's facial recognition on your telephone. And I know a lot of people, that's really scary for some people. I love it. I feel like it's secure, but I do realize that that is kind of a scary thing for you, is facial recognition. My grandma would call it the mark of the beast. That's what she would say. But anyway, so if I could wrap this up, I would reiterate some points that I've made. Verify, verify, verify. Never give out your information unless you know specifically who you're giving it to. I know it's not a rude generation, but if you feel like you have to hang up on somebody, if they're pressuring you to make a quick decision, or they're telling your account's in trouble, we have to resolve this right now, there's nothing that has to be done right now. Push away from your desk, hang up your telephone, or whatever you need to do. That gut feeling that you have that something is off, that means something. Pay attention to that. That doesn't go away. Pay attention to that gut feeling if you feel like something's off. If it feels off, it is. The second thing that I would recommend, the point that I wanted to make, is get somebody in your life that can help you walk through these things. Because we're not expecting you to know all this. You don't want to know all this. You just want to get through things safely. And so that would be the best way to do that. And again, we care about our senior citizens at range, and we know you guys pay for our services, and we appreciate that, and we just want to give back to you any tools that we can. If you guys have any issues or anything, you can always call our office. We're there. We're still a company that you get somebody on the phone. We're not in some far-off office in another country or something. Just call our office, and if you ever have any questions. Do you guys have any questions? Okay.
If moderate Republicans their dislike for Freedom Caucus is enough that they'll actually vote for a Democrat. I mean, there is that potential.
Yeah, it's just because to me, you know, and I watch all of these public meetings, and you don't see the moderates at the meetings.
No.
You don't see those people that sit on the middle of the fence at the meetings. They're not passionate enough about anything to show up to the meetings,
Right.
to stand on a podium and say something. You have to be extremely passionate about politics to be willing to put yourself out there and to be judged in that sense. And I don't think you see the people that ride the middle of the fence doing that because they ride the middle of the fence. So they're like, I really don't care either way. It doesn't impact my life directly. I'm not planning on getting an abortion. So why do I care about what the abortion law is? Like, I don't own a bunch of land, so property tax doesn't hurt my feelings. Like, I think there's a lot of those people, the young people in Wyoming.